Hello my friends, SAmaryllis here to play more Cinders. I'm going to go for the third obvious option this time, which is reclaiming my inheritance. I did find the will that my father left me that said that Carmosa should be the person in charge, but if Carmosa becomes unfit for whatever reason, or I guess dies, then Cinders would become in charge. So that's the third obvious option. Again, I actually looked it up. There are 4 variations for the fairy tale queen ending in terms of the dress, and then a whole bunch of other things as well that go along with it in terms of who your advisor is, and who's your love interest and things like that, or even if you have any at all, because I think some of the endings are also independent women if you decide to go it alone. So I'm going to go for the third obvious one, and then there's going to be 2 more that I think I'm going to have to look up the guide specifically for, which is the death one where you really heck up and you die, and then there's also the one with poison, which I thought would be easier to achieve than it actually is. This one I think you also have to really heck up, because then poisoning is your only way to get out of your life. So I'm gonna have to look up guides for those ones, but for now we're going to pursue the ending where I retake the residence from Carmosa. I'm gonna give it my best guess in terms of which one it would be. I think it's just I would start on Nightly Getaway again, I think. And then as before, I'm going to kind of speed through the items that I've already seen. So for the endings with the Queen, actually, the 4 different ones, it depends... Well, I guess all the endings in general. It depends on the answers that you do choose during the game. I was looking up some of the different ways that they calculate that, and every single choice you make adds a point to either... kindness, intelligence, or laziness, I think. And then the 4th ending is if you balance the first 2, I think. I don't think you want to balance being lazy, I think. But that's how you get the 4 different dress colors. And the ending that I got, actually, just playing through the game normally, was the red dress, and that's because I went with the intelligence and smart choices. Do I need to choose either the fairy or Madame Guide for help? I think to go to the ball, I'll need to pick someone's help. Yeah, it doesn't give me a choice of saying no. So for this one, because the ending I want is to retake my residence, I feel like Madame Guide would have more knowledge on how to do that because she's actually human, unlike the fairy. But Madame Guide actually does respect Carmosa a lot, so I don't know if she would help me in that regard. Well, first ending, I picked Madame Guide. Second one that I did, I picked the fairy, so now it's Madame Guide's turn again. But yeah, Cinders is digging through all of Carmosa's files to find the will, and like I mentioned before, her father actually did pass the residence to Carmosa purposefully. What I really want. Okay, so this one, I'm going to choose retake the residence. There's only one way for me to be happy, by being truly independent. I wanted to avoid this one because I don't necessarily wish ill will on Carmosa, and I do want Gloria and Sophia to be happy, so that's why this is my last resort choice, at least for the obvious ones. Again, I do have 2 more achievements or endings I need to get, which are going to be more difficult for me to get, I think. And independence comes from status, prestige, and social standing. I learned that from Carmosa herself. That's why I'm going to take her place. Only then can I turn my house into a place where I can live happily. A bold plan, and how will you achieve this? I have a few aces up my sleeve. Carmosa isn't exactly the ideal of a law-abiding citizen. There's more than one dirty spot on that slick picture she's trying to sell. And as it turns out, I know quite a lot about some of those spots, possibly enough to have them investigated and have her arrested. I see. And what did our dear noble Lady Carmosa do to have this noose tied around her neck? Yeah, like I said, Madame Geet actually likes Carmosa, so this is like... oh well. Forgery of a royal document and hiding her late husband's last will, for starters. And I assume you can prove it. Carmosa had invitations to the Grand Ball forged, so if she simply shows there, that should be proof enough. The last will I found myself this morning. Well, well, such a resourceful creature you are. Does it say you are the rightful owner? Unfortunately not. Carmosa is, but I'm the next in line should something happen to her. So, her being arrested would make you the lady of the house, according to this. Clever. You will have to deal with your family's tarnished reputation, though. Carmosa's imprisonment is surely going to put a shadow over it. I'm prepared for that. As long as I head the family, I can slowly work on getting it back. You should take this to Captain Perrault, then. He will know what to do. I will. It looks like we have a plan, then. Which is much more than what you had when you came here. It's true. I think I know where I stand now, for the first time in a long time. Thank you. You've saved me from ignorance and absurdity. How can I ever repay you? Oh, I have a couple of ideas. However, all I need right now is to speak to you, and I'm afraid that it isn't a simple matter either. I see. It's always a pleasure to speak to you regardless. I'm all ears. I came to talk to you about those forged invitations. Looks like Carmosa is going to commit the fraud. We need to stop her. Are you sure? That shady guy didn't seem too believable. By definition, he wasn't. She's been preparing herself and her daughters for the Grand Ball for a couple of days now. They're going, and I know for a fact that they didn't get invitations. Fair enough. It just seems so unlikely for someone so honored to act so in such a way. This isn't her first crime, just the first that she has been caught at. It's time that she paid for all of her dirty little tricks and games. Though, I should mention that her daughters are unaware of this. I hope it's going to be taken into account. I don't want them to be hurt. I need to point out that no one has been caught yet. Right now, it's just your word against a noble's reputation. You would need solid proof if I'm to follow up on this. That should be easy. Just check their invitations at the ball. That will give you all the proof you should need. So be it. I'll check their invitations closely. But it puzzles me why you would want to hurt those close to you so badly. Close to me? You have no idea what you're talking about. She managed to fill me with so much disdain and dread. Nobody should have to suffer like I did. I'm afraid to explain it, afraid that she'll catch me speaking to you. Goodbye, Captain. Please, if you care for me at all, check Carmosa's invitation closely. I will. Sadly, I will. But even if what you say is true, what kind of person wants their family members imprisoned? I wonder if there's another way to make Carmosa back off. I did see on the wiki that I was reading to look at the endings that if you do choose to go this route, then you get negative relationship points with Perrault. So, oh well, sorry, Perrault, you have to do your job. You're the captain of the guard, and I want to live a life without Carmosa being horrible to everyone. Looks like Carmosa is still out. Good. I was honestly afraid I wouldn't be able to get back on time, or worse, stumble upon them on the way home. Nobody should have to come home hoping to find all the people gone, praying to be left alone. Fortunately, with some luck, it's the last time I feel like this. Tomorrow's everything's going to change, one way or the other. I wonder if I'm actually able to do what I'm fighting for. Can I run this house on my own? Seems easy when Carmosa does it. Yell at a few people, humiliate some, be a bitch, and Bob's your uncle. I hope I won't become her. I hope I won't have to. Alright, enough of this. I need to go into my room and stay there as usual. When Carmosa comes back, I need to look like nothing is going on. Yeah, Cinders really hasn't been doing a lot in running the house. Is that a storm coming over the horizon? It's one of those strange, cold ones, without rain. I think I remember a storm like this many years ago, that night when she died. That is kind of interesting because it sounds like Lady Carmosa knew Cinders' mother before Cinders was born. It's no good to think about things like that before I go to sleep. It's late, and the weather's turning bad. I better close the window before the storm comes. Okay, so no new dialogue compared to what I had before. It's funny that she says that Madame Guide's dress is raunchy, and like the one from the fairies is like so beautiful and elegant, and like literally it's just a palette swap. So, yeah. It's kind of funny that I'm going to be accusing Carmosa of forging her invitations, and like, of course, I am faking my way into the ball as well. Okay, so it looks like the girls in Carmosa still actually made it into the ball. I don't know if Perrault actually ended up checking their invitations most carefully or not. Gloria's still terribly awkward and has no interests of her own. Gloria is really, I think, one of the saddest characters in this game. She just lets herself get walked over the entire time. And if Sophia hadn't been born and raised in this family, I think she would have done just fine for herself too, which is also tragic in a different way. Oh, I'm hoping the dialogue is going to be different when Cinders and Carmosa meet. So I just have to get past the dialogue with the prince first. Yeah, it's the same dress as before on my first ending when I asked Madame Guide for help. I think before, Perrault was smiling at me in this segment, but I think because I hurt my relationship with him, he was just like his normal frown. I think so. I would have to check the earlier video to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it was changed. His feelings are different towards me now because I'm going to hurt my own family, or at least who he thinks is my own family. Okay, I thought there would be different dialogue. There wasn't. Okay, I think this is where we find out what happens to Carmosa, and I guess the rest of the family as well. Yes, Mother. Ah, Captain, what brings you here at this time of the night? Spare me these false pleasantries. You know why I'm here. Where is she? Very well, Sophia. Get Cinders here right away. Yes, Mother. Be quick about it, child. Okay, yeah. Do we want wine while we wait? A lot of things are going to change. We're all here. Captain, what a surprise to see you here now. Let's make this quick. Now that we are all gathered here, I can begin. Lady Carmosa, you are hereby arrested in the name of the prince. What? Why on earth would you do such a ridiculous thing? Whatever you think I did, it's a lie. I am a respected member of I almost said royal house, of a noble house. Oh, so you haven't forged invitations to the grand ball? Thus, you haven't created a serious breach of security endangering the prince? Of course not. How dare you suggest anything of the sort? Do you know who you are speaking to? Even a shadow of doubt can destroy someone's honor. So, of course, I made certain that the charges were valid. During the ball, I took the time to double-check your invitations. There is no doubt that the invitations were forged. You have jeopardized the palace's security and ordered a forgery of the royal document. You are guilty. But how did you know where to look? Who told you to check our invitations? You might want to say it yourself, Cinders. What? Yes, it was me. So you are just like her. I was stupid to believe otherwise for even a second. How could you? I'm sorry for not wanting to be a slave anymore. Did you think I'd blindly follow orders, that I won't ever try to break free? Did you think you could hide your secrets from me forever? Yes, I also know about Father's will, the one you hid from me in your study. What is this family made of?
Mother, say something! Have you nothing to say?
Silence, child. Speaking can only make things worse now. That is wise of you, so let me explain things to them. Upon Carmosa's arrest, or any other inability to supervise the household, I am to take the residence as my own.
Please, Cinders, please don't do it. Captain, please prevent this tragedy.
Even if I am disgusted by the betrayal and secrets that govern this establishment, my hands are bound by the law. As for your daughters, who also attended the ball using the forged documents, they didn't know anything. Please, leave them out of this. I will take all of the blame. I was about to say, I'm willing to let that slip. But in your case, my lady, if the witness does not withdraw her accusations, I'll need to take you away.
Cinders, don't you think your point has been proven? You've established that you are the biggest monster as required to succeed in this family. I'm damaging my relationship with Sophia. Cinders, please.
I don't actually want to ruin all of their lives. Maybe if I just humiliate Carmosa, then it can stay in the family and I'll just get treated better now because she won't try and walk all over me anymore. I don't know, I might have already irreparably damaged my relationship with everyone in this so-called pseudo-family. Alright, I'm just gonna humiliate her.
Oh, I might revoke the accusation, but that actually depends on Carmosa. I think you should retire from the position as the head of the house and rethink your ways. Without that, what reason would you have to change? Cinders, what are you doing?
She's learning. But she still has a lot to learn if she's stupid enough to think I'll just go down easy and admit defeat. You were sloppy and reckless, which led to you getting caught and putting the whole household in danger. Surely your own logic must lead you to the inevitable conclusion.
Mother, say something.
Mother?
The only choices you have is whether or not you'll step down gracefully or if you'll sacrifice the household by denying your crimes. Justice must be served. There is no other way.
That's really not much of a choice. Fine, I'll turn over rule of the house to you, but if you think... I think I can change my mind at any time. You should remember that. Captain, we won't need your services after all. Sorry to have bothered you. Oh, not at all. Nothing will make me happier than leaving this house and its disgusting little games. This was the same file I used for when I was pursuing Parole anyway in my first blind playthrough, so it's like, alright, bye Parole, we're never gonna be friends ever again, so sorry about that with this ending. Have a pleasant night, ladies. You, Cinders, you... Yes? I'll be in my study if you need me. A lot will change starting tonight. I want this to be a house that is not only strong, but happy too. Or, at the very least, not unhappy. I think we're all aware what ambition and reason deprived of feelings did to us. It's high time we changed our ways and began to cooperate, leading the house efficiently as a group of people close to each other and not enemies.
How could you do that? And how can you say that now?
When the situation is bad enough, drastic action is required. As far as I'm concerned, all sins are resolved and we can start over. Carmosa was ruthless and wanted us to become ruthless as well. She saw no other way. But I'm sure there is a way. It's not too late for us yet. She didn't manage to poison us completely. If we work together, we can become a real family. I hope you girls will come around and support me in this. I would like us to finally stand together. Oh, yes, don't think we didn't notice. Okay, we'll see if the shady character and Madame Guide have the same conversation. It's you. What do you want? Charming as usual, love. Never big on those social niceties. Guess I can't blame. What do you want? Me? Oh, you know me. I want nothing. I have everything I need, except some information about that pet project of yours, maybe. Listen to me, old man. I have no time to play your games. Ask me and be gone. The girl, love. The little bird who wanted to fly free from her cage. Her? She is none of your business. I'd advise you to stay away from her. None of my business, even after the small if not crucial part I played in our personal drama. Even you must admit I was a bloody good supportive actor, eh? That's supporting, and yes, you did have your part in all of this. Alright, it doesn't really matter now, anyway. If you must know, all is going well. I'll keep the word I gave to Cinders' mother and help her achieve the goal she chose for herself. Will you, love? That's a tad unlike the Gita I remember, bending the scale's path according to your own whim, playing her like she was your doll. Weren't you always the one with the mouth full of those nice words, like independence? Not so big on practicing what you preach, though. Oh well, methinks it must be difficult to let people make up their own mind when there's so little time. And you were in a hurry to run as usual, eh, Gide? I can see what you're trying to do here, and it isn't working. I helped the girl with making her own decision. It is hers, as will be the consequences. Some achievement, that is. The girl's been born pretty as a picture, smart as a demon, and protected by friends her mother made and bound by a dying wish. Now that's a mighty fine start for being independent and making one's own decisions. Bitterness takes the better of you, old man. That it does, madame, that it does. Guess freedom ain't what it used to be, eh, love? Cinders broke free from her stepmother's clutches and paved a new path for herself. Now she is free to do whatever she wishes with the rest of her life. In my book, that's a success, love. You really sure about that? That Gail's quite the schemer. That's your success. Is it me wild imagination, or is she getting more like her stepmother each day? Hope you stick around to help the victim she'll make as well. Be gone, snake. I've had enough of your chatter. Oh, careful now, love. You don't make the same impression when your voice is all shaky. I must have hit a soft spot under this pretty armor, eh? I need to pack. I'll be leaving soon. Now let me be. I don't know why Madame Gide would have reservations about me becoming more like Carmosa anyway, because Carmosa, like, again, when I was looking through the wiki, I saw if you said that you admired Carmosa when you first met Madame Gide, it gains points with Madame Gide. Like, she likes that you like Carmosa because she, in turn, likes Carmosa and how independent she is. So, to me, this ending doesn't quite make sense, but whatever. We'll go with it. Yes, run. Show us the strong and independent spirit you really are. You'll run out of cities one day. Still no further information about the shady character. Alright, here's the ending. Cinders finally managed to drastically change her life and retakes her residence from Lady Carmosa. She starts a new era for herself and her family. Thanks to the discovery of the invitation forgery, Cinders is able to remove Carmosa from her position and take the rule of the house in her own hands. Broken, Carmosa steps down and soon becomes a docile, senile old lady, a shadow of her former self. Oh, look at this! This is a cute outfit. Using fame she gained during the Grand Ball, Cinders turns her noble house into a meeting place for artists and scholars, an important spot on the cultural map of the kingdom. She uses her wealth and knowledge to support art and inventions and will always be remembered as a great patron of cultural progress. Unfortunately, Cinders is unable to fix the relationship with her stepsisters. The three young women continue to hate each other, especially after Cinders becomes the head of the family. No! Where's my happy ending with Sophia, at least? Wow. Sophia and Gloria constantly intrigue against Cinders and look for any opportunity to undermine her effort, becoming a source of many troubles in the future. Cinders never meets the love of her life. Eventually, she's forced into a common-sense marriage with an heir of another noble house. Their relationship is pretty happy and respectful, but devoid of any deeper feelings. Wow, that was not a good ending. I was hoping, I was like, maybe I could salvage my relationship with Sophia at least. Like, Gloria, I know I didn't have the best relationship with. I know Carmosa was going to hate me for usurping her role, but I was like, maybe Sophia and I can have a good time. No! I'm not allowed to be happy with anyone. And I also ruined my relationship with Peralt, so I married into some common sense marriage. But it sounds like at least it was like a equal marriage. Like, I wasn't unhappy in it sounds like. And plus, it sounds like I did a lot of good for the kingdom in terms of supporting the arts and scholars. So, not all good, not all bad. None of these endings are really the one I really want. I still think the first one I got is what I wanted, even though it does end up making me abandon my mother's grave. And also the house that I grew up in and had good memories of, but the rest of the endings are too sad, I think. Especially this one. This one's like the saddest ending, in my opinion. I say that about every single ending I get. Yep, here's a new ending. I have my necklace now. Gaining control over my inheritance, I get the family necklace. Alright, so the only ones left are my death ending and then the poison ending. I'll try and see if I can combine it into one playthrough. I don't know though. Again, I'm definitely gonna have to look up the guide for these because I have no idea how you can mess up enough to like kill yourself or use poison on somebody. So that's all for now. There will be maybe one or maybe two more episodes after this one with those 2 remaining achievements I need to get, 2 remaining endings. But with that, thank you for watching. This has been SAmaryllis playing Cinders for yet another sad and unsatisfying ending. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you have a great day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Goodbye!